Hey guys, Cam for 15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another Black Clover manga chapter review for you guys. As we continue on with this Black Clover chapter, we get a pretty short chapter this week. As we're getting we get a break, which I'm like, short chapter plus break, joy. It's already bad enough that this week not only One Piece is on break, so we don't get One Piece this week, and then My Hero shockingly went on break. Now I'm not gonna blame My Hero going on break. Horikoshi, honestly, I will probably say this on my maybe my anime review, or even the next manga chapter review. But my God, Horikoshi for My Hero Academia, I suggest he just take a Yuki Tabata break, man. Just take 3 months off, bro. Or shit. If it has to come to it, take a whole year off. Rest up and get your mind right. Get your body right. Get your health right. Honestly, I feel bad for that man. He's pushing himself. But I think he should get a break. He needs to get maybe half a year to a year, maybe 3 months off break. Because that guy is working tirelessly. And we got an unexpected break because we were supposed to get a chapter this week for MHA, but we didn't because of his health. I really hope he just takes a break, and he really he could use it. Tabata, he took his break going to his final arc. He should have took a break. Hopefully, it comes out that Horikoshi's gonna take a break, this amount of time break, and hopefully Shueisha gives him that time off because he really looks like he could use it. But as we go on from that topic to Black Clover, we got a pretty good chapter. We pretty much get the motivations of what Lucius's plans are, as well as we kind of get a backstory, a little mini backstory of Sister Lily pretty much here. But yeah, so we start the chapter off after Asta used Zetin to cut Sister Lily and look to turn her back to normal, which he successfully does. So this is chapter 350, titled The Holy Woman's Confession. As she's falling, Asta catches her and says, obviously it's Sister Lily, are you okay? And everything. And Sister Lily, she pretty much this entire chapter is just crying massive tears, and she's just apologizing to Asta for saying the hurtful things she told him. And Asta's like, look, I don't care less, about that. I know it wasn't you really saying that, you were being controlled. And she even makes a mention, I apologize for, what I said to you, as well as what I did to so many people. Now, that's when we kind of get a little quick cut of her backstory in one page. But pretty much she tells Asta that the magic discrimination in the normal realm saddened me. And I hoped that all people could be equal someday. That's why I joined the church. This could also have played a fact in the way why maybe her soul, other than Lucius's power, but this could have also played a role in the fact that her soul was so easily transformed because she had these guilts and these thoughts about the church isn't doing right, the nobles aren't doing things right. So we find out no, she was a regular normal girl before she became a nun. She just didn't decided oh, I'm gonna be a nun. No, well, the next page, or well, not the next page, but the next panel will say that. But she goes on to make the mention yeah, I didn't like that, so I got up, joined the church, and the thing is, she found out, well, nothing's really different in the church. She goes on to say, however, I found magic-based class and discrimination was in the church as well. No matter how I prayed, nothing changed, and I left the Forsaken Realms if I were fleeing. So pretty much she says, well, she became a nun, worked for the church, and she saw no differences in the discrimination when it came to magic and things like that, like she saw in just the regular noble realm. So she just she couldn't handle it no more, and she thought it was unfair, and she thought it was really bad, and she was like, you know what, I'm gonna leave. And that's when she ended up in Hog's village, and that's when she became the person she is, to help others out, help people out that weren't that of high nobility, weren't treated with respect. Pretty much people who were looked down upon the members of society, of the noble society and everything. So, yeah, that's kind of the thing there. And pretty much, it was her way of trying to save those people. And that's when we have Ryu walked in. He's like, "You saved Asta," and he got tougher because of that. Now Ryu goes on to tell Sister Lily, he's like, "Hey, this time try leaning on pretty much Asta. Try leaning on the dude who just saved your life right now." So pretty much this is when Lily tells Asta about Lucius's goals. Now she goes on to say there are 3 days left before the final battle in the Clover Kingdom. Before Judgment Day, Lucius is getting ready pretty much. He goes on to say he's combining the Zagratis siblings' blood, body, and bone magic with his own soul magic, and he's pretty much gaining this like phenomenal, crazy, high-level magic power. Now, she goes on to say with this ability, with this huge power boost to him by combining all these magics into one, he'll be able to change human minds and bodies the way as he pleases. And two, he will actually be able to create human bodies just from scratch. So literally, this man, he was talking about, the last time we saw Lucius, he was talking about becoming like the strongest being in the world, and in a way kind of becoming a god. With this whole thing of combining his brothers and his sisters, magic with his soul magic, he practically is trying to become a god. He's practically trying to become the creator, the everything. If you believe in any religion, pretty much, my religion is Christianity. He is literally trying to be God, pretty much. But in a weird way, it's like Satan trying to get the abilities of God and creating the world in his own image in a way. Which, funny enough, this whole thing releases on a Saturday. Well, the officials did, but the unofficial released on like Friday and things like that. But you get my point. This guy Lucius literally sees himself as a deity of creation, and that's how much he wants to create in this world his own image. And practically, he's the dominant ruler, and there's nobody that can stop him, because he'll have everybody under his influence, and it'll just be people just listening to him 100%, as he's probably the only person with any free will to do something about that. But going on, he says, and on Judgment Day, he intends to take full control of the world's magic. You get this crazy animation panel where it's just like the earth, and you just have Lucius's whole body with the hand covering. Like if my mic was the earth, it's like this, and I'm just like, oh god, this guy is evil. This guy said, "Oh, I ain't just gonna try to create new people and take their souls over. I'm gonna take control of the entire magic." So like I said, he really wants to try to be a god, bro. Like really wants to try to be a god. Like it's absolutely insane with this guy's like plan of what he wants to do and everything. So yeah, this literally shocks Asta and everything. And so they're like, well, yeah, yes, and of course that would affect the land of the rising, the land of the sun as well. So yeah, now Lily, she starts breaking down again. She's like, I'm so ashamed, and she starts apologizing again of the fact that she helped Lucius, that she awakened the five-headed dragon, and that she brought misfortune on everyone. And pretty much Asta, he's the one person that screams out to her and says, "It's not your fault, sister. I'm not gonna let anybody make this your fault." And as she's starting to close her eyes and pass out, pretty much, she thanks Asta, and she's unconscious now. Now, Ryu said, now I had this prediction, like it would be pretty dark if like, oh, what if it was like, oh, she actually died. No, Ryu confirms the best thing. He's like, don't worry, Asta, she's not actually dead. The only problem is she won't wake up till Lucius frickin' is defeated, and everything. That's really the key. Now, he tells Fumito to use Recovery Yojutsu on Sister Lily just in case if there's any event that she might be on the brink of death, but use it to re-heal her body and pretty much preserve her body till she reawakens and everything. Also, thanks Fumito for doing that, and pretty much Asta has this whole set goal determination where he's like, I'm gonna bring Lucius down, pretty much. And the chapter ends off with him saying, I'm gonna start by taking down the 5-headed dragon, pretty much. So that's where the chapter ends off. We are going on break, so there will not be another manga chapter for like 14 days and things like that. So you're gonna have to wait a bit, but that's fine. That's fine. But solid chapter, getting Lucius's ultimate plan goal, and then, you know, again hearing Sister Lily's story of why she left the church and kind of got to hate Hog Village and that kind of thing. And again, we know Asta's whole goal is to become the Wizard King, and we know when he does become the Wizard King, he's gonna change the barriers of how the noble people sees like the outcast people, the poorer people. You know, definitely with Asta being the Wizard King, he's going to change how the classes of people, you know, are looked upon, because it's going to be like, well, this kid who has no magic, this person who has no magic, and he came from a very poor, you know, living background, he just was the Wizard King. It shows, to me, it will inspire like other people that come from where Asta came from, you know, that guess what, you can be the Wizard King and you don't have to be a noble. You can become the Wizard King and live from somewhere poor if you work hard enough and work your way up the totem pole, pretty much. So, you know, that's kind of the thing, and that's obviously been Asta's whole thing with this series of, you know, going against nobility, standing up against the social norms that are in this Black Clover world. And we know that, and we know Asta's going to bring that down whenever he defeats Lucius. But it's going to be very interesting to see the steps taken approach. It's absolutely crazy that Lucius is literally just trying to be a god. And yes, you can say, well, okay, it's your typical thing of a character saying, well, I'm going to take over the world, pretty much. Yeah, it's kind of similar, but in the same thing, it's kind of the guy just being a whole controller of the world, which, you know, in those other storylines, people would still have their own free will. In this case, Lucius is literally corrupting them and would take their only source of magic and then changing their souls and everything to only follow him. So in a way, he wants a society that just is kind of a bunch of robots, just like taking his orders like, yes, Master Lucius, I will go do that. Yes, Master Lucius, I will take care of the problem. Pretty much kind of like that. So in some cases, it's kind of that similar, I'm gonna take over the world complex thing, but it's in its own weird way of how he's doing it, because in a way he wants to be, well, for all intents, intensive purposes, a god. But anyways, we'll see where the story goes from that. But if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's manga chapter for Black Clover, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Black Clover content or any other anime or manga content I upload to the channel. Until then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day or night in the video. Peace.